U.S. Steel plunged today as Wall Street questioned whether its $14.1 billion deal with Japan's Nippon Steel is at risk of derailing. Today's slide comes after reports stated President Joe Biden is expected to block that acquisition. Biden has already voiced his objections to this merger in the past, backing his supporters in the United Steelworkers Union, who also oppose this deal. According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, U.S. Steel has warned that a failure to merge with Nippon Steel would put thousands of U.S. union jobs at risk. On the